This is 97.9 WRMF, Palm Beach.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Good morning, hello, and welcome to the show. How are you guys doing today?
Good morning.
What is going on? Y'all having a good day?
We are. It's not raining, so that was a much more pleasant way to start the day.
Yeah, is it going to be better weather today?
Little bit, but then afternoon showers.
Yeah, I don't trust any of it. I keep checking the forecast and it lies to me. It changes so much because over the weekend I went into it. I checked the forecast on Friday. I'm like, you know what? Sunday, Monday's going to be great. And It was not great.
They say early is going to be fine today, but then in the afternoon, you're probably going to get rained on.
This is the beginning stages of butt swamp weather.
Yep.
It is. It's so you're when I'm driving, I don't know what to do because my house is fogged up, my car's fogged up, and it's crazy. It is just so muggy and nasty. And you're right. Looks like you've got a major increase in rain chances at 11 a.m. this morning, and then it looks like it's pretty solid rain all throughout today. In fact, it gets to 90% chance at 4 p.m.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay, afternoon showers. That's kind of cozy.
Well, that's when they're supposed to be doing the launch,
Yeah,
right? Have they
you're
scrapped
right.
that yet? Or is
They haven't scrapped it yet, but if it's like all yucky, I think there's like a 15-point checklist they got to get through, and storms are number one.
Oh, yeah.
If there's storms, then they can't do it.
Yeah, it's not looking promising because I think it's, launching at 3:30, somewhere around there?
Right in the
4:30?
dead of when it's supposed to be stormy.
Yeah, okay.
But if they don't do it today, they're going to try for, I think, the weekend, and then if that's stormy, who knows?
Yes. That's too bad. I wanted to see that, too. They're launching them to space in a Tesla, right?
I think it is.
That'd be amazing.
You know you can drive a Tesla from your phone?
Really?
My girlfriend's got one, and maybe like right before Corona hit, we had met up with her to do some little smile stuff, and she let Rocco get in the car, and she was driving the car from her phone, and he was losing his mind.
Driving the car from her phone. It has like a little steering wheel on it? How does that work?
You can tell it to go forward, backwards. You can navigate it from your phone.
I can't navigate my phone that well.
And you got way fancy friends. That's a fancy friend right there.
She is very fancy. Well, here's the deal. She's got no kids. So she's got a great job, and she's got a boyfriend who's a live-in boyfriend. They have no marriage, no kids. They did it right.
Okay. No marriage, no kids.
I'm just kidding. Kinda.
Well, I was watching the news, and they keep parading these two astronauts that are going up in space today. But I keep watching without the volume, and they keep bringing them out to this Tesla. And I'm like, wait, it was confused. I'm like, they're not shooting them to space in a Tesla, are they? Because that would be really awesome.
I think it's paid for by your boy, Elon.
It's Elon Musk. But yeah, I mean, if you're watching it with the volume off like me, you might think they're launching astronauts into space in a Tesla. Which, hey, if you can drive with your phone, why couldn't you launch them into space in a Tesla?
I'll watch that.
He's doing a lot of stuff with space.
He's just doing a lot of stuff. The guy's
He's getting
very
a lot
busy.
of pub,
Yeah, he is.
But I with your theory, he's got a big space agenda. I really do think he might be an alien. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah, he certainly acts like an alien.
Him
and his girl.
You saw him on the Rogan podcast. He's a little weird.
He's odd, yeah.
You saw the name he gave his baby? Like, it's unpronounceable.
Did you see the video of him dancing?
I have not.
That is amazing. You got to watch video of Elon Musk dancing. Oh, man.
Yeah, definitely alien.
It's exactly what you would think it would be. So, yeah, there's some interesting stuff. Okay, well, we got a big day planned for you. We're not launching to space or anything like that, but we are right now on your YouTube. You can dial it up, smart speakers. We're everywhere. If you got podcasts, we do that as well. You can go to kvjshow.com to find it all conveniently.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Uh-oh. What did 2 Chainz and his people do that got him in trouble with the law?
2 Chainz.
2 Chainz. Coming up in a second, I'll tell you what they did. Before we get into that, poor Halsey. She's revealing the details about how she broke her ankle. She said, after 2,000 live shows where I'm jumping around for 2 hours and dancing on stage, I finally fractured my ankle in my kitchen at my house.
Oh, wow.
She said, I was loading the dishwasher, pulled the door down to load it. The kitchen floor was wet. I tripped over the dishwasher door and broke my ankle.
Dang.
Yes. That's very funny. Also, too, Billie Eilish released a video. Now, this was supposed to be the opener for her concert tour. You know, a lot of people have body shamed her and said, why don't you show your body? And other people have said, why do you wear those clothes?
And then when she showed her body, why are you showing your body?
Right. Yes. She's gotten the heat
Welcome
from
to people.
every angle. Yeah. Welcome to everything social. And so here is her clap back via video that she planned on playing at the beginning of her concerts, but of course there's no concerts, Kevin. So here's the video.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
All right.
Deep.
it's creepy and deep. It's
Billie
deepy
Eilish.
creepy deep. I don't know. Yeah. So check it out if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all get judged on what we wear. I know I
Yeah.
get judged on what I wear.
That's life, girl. If you don't want that, then stay in your house and don't post anything. And finally, here, 2 Chainz is in a little bit of trouble. One of his Atlanta restaurants just got shut down for violating COVID guidelines. His restaurant was ordered to close on Monday night after Georgia State Police came by, checked it out. They wanted to see what the occupancy was at, and I guess he was over the limits. They arrived, they spoke to the manager, and then they said nope and shut it down. So I guess he's going to have to change the way they let people in. No social distancing was happening, and I guess they had too many people. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day.
Look at you listening to the KVJ show on 97.9 WRMF. Lucky.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you got on your mind today, Jay Bird?
So today we got our Weird Wednesday podcast. It's going to be a Weird Whatever podcast. It's going to be on today at 4 p.m. We're doing it the Zoom. This is going to be our last week doing it Zoom, and we may go back to doing a studio thing at my place next week.
Yeah.
If it all looks like that, you know.
Well, I think what they've said is that you should have a group of 10 that you pretty much regularly see, and they're people that share the same kind of concepts that you do about how you social distance and try to stay away from coronavirus. And so if you figure we've got 5 here, Virginia, you, me, Denny, Suits, that's 5. I've got my wife and kids. I'm getting close to 10. So, but with you not having the wife and kids, you might be able to grandfather in your Weird and Whatever.
So I'm right around. I haven't seen 10 people since this whole Corona thing has gone down. I've seen Twigs from the Snack Pack, Klepto, and my sister. That would make room for producer Birdney, Ryan Beckett, and Vicky.
There you
and
go.
I'm right at my 10.
You're 10.
I'm right at my 10. So, and they're all low risk too, because we all been talking with each other. They're not going out doing anything.
That's good.
At least that's what they're telling me. I don't know. It's that Beckett I'm not sure about. He's a jet
He's too
setter.
pretty to stay home.
is.
You can't
He's
tame
an
When
him.
you
active
look
individual.
like that, you need to share it with the world.
I can't go out without seeing Beckett.
Yeah, I hear ya. But one of the topics I wanted to bring up, because someone had emailed me about it, I started doing a little research on it, and I can't find what I want to find. So I was wondering, anyone living here in South Florida in the 70s and the early 80s, supposedly there was really bad motorcycle gangs that would come through from South Florida. They'd come through Miami, all through Palm Beach County, and they would go to that motorcycle thing we were talking about yesterday.
Bike Week?
Yeah, Bike
And Daytona.
Week. And there's an unsolved murder case back from the mid 70s of a girl that was taken, and they think a motorcycle gang took her, and then the mom ended up going undercover into these motorcycle gangs to try to find her daughter. She never found her, but the rumor was a motorcycle gang took her.
Jeez.
And I guess doing some of the research back in the late 60s and in the 70s, motorcycle gang mania was running rampant for some people. It was almost kind of like this, you were scared of motorcycle gangs. And I'm trying to figure out...
They were tough in that era. That was, I think, the era about that time where didn't they stab a guy and then threw him on stage at a concert? I think it was like a Rolling Stones concert or some music festival.
Yes, I remember that.
Hell's Angels did that.
But according to the stuff I was reading, what they would do is that you ever heard the term old lady? That's what they have in the motorcycle gangs.
That means your girlfriend.
Yes, but sometimes the old ladies were kidnapped and taken from whatever situation they were in, and sometimes the motorcycle guy that would get them wouldn't even know her background, didn't know she was taken until, time would go on. Fascinating story, but people were saying there was huge ties to it in South Florida. I'm just trying to confirm that. So if you grew up during that time and you remember that kind of
If you're in a biker gang?
Well, just not even the biker gang. I think
because if you were in a biker gang then, you're probably in a rascal now.
Well, I'm talking about people who grew up in this. Was the mania real? Were you really scared of these biker gangs? Or is this just something you read from back in the day and it really didn't have any merit?
Okay. All right. Virginia, what you got on your mind today?
Well, yesterday I got the message that Jaybird wanted a skateboard.
True.
Because he was going to be doing some skateboarding
Well,
stuff.
remember, Denny's was teaching him all week long how to ollie. And so today we're going to see the fruits of that labor. Did he actually succeed in teaching Jaybird how to pop an ollie on a skateboard?
I'm not going to give any excuses. No one wants to hear that.
How was he teaching you if you didn't have a skateboard?
Well, I hurt my back last week, so I really didn't get a chance to do it that much. So that's why. But people hate when I complain about hurting my back or bitching about anything. So I'll just do the ollie. I'll take the loss. I'll take the hate on social media, and we'll just keep it going, baby.
All right. Good.
So yesterday I started looking around the house. I'm like, okay, Jaybird needs a skateboard. And I found 2 skateboards. I'm like, sweet.
Nice.
One of them belongs to one of the neighbor kids, and then the other one belongs to Rocco. And so I took both of them and I put them in my car. And yesterday, we were getting our hurricane windows put in at the house. So I didn't get a nap. I was up. But then finally, when the window people left, I was like, okay, I got to go to bed. So I put the skateboards in the car. I went to bed. And then I woke up this morning and I got in the car and there were no skateboards in it. The kids had gone in the car and rummaged through all my stuff. They took all kind of stuff out of my car. I don't know what these wild baboon children do when I go to bed, but it looks like my car was like scavenged over by wild bears in the forest.
Yes, right.
The skateboards are gone, and so I have to go looking through the house. And all I could find was Rocco's skateboard, the little one. So I brought you a skateboard to try, but it's a mini.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we need to.
Point,
yeah.
I told you I was gonna go buy one yesterday.
I feel bad, but the skateboard's here, but it's extra small.
Well, that's a second. I don't think it's gonna work.
We'll postpone.
Can we do it tomorrow?
I can give you another week if you need another week.
I think I can.
Okay.
It's up to you. I know we always need things. I am ready to do it.
We'll do it after yours and Virginia's dance off.
If you...
I'm ready for that.
I'm not ready for that. I'm too fat for a
Coach,
dance.
I'm over here ready to play. Put me in. I'm ready. You got to talk to your girl, Vicious V.
I'm too fat to dance.
No, sometimes that makes you twerk better, Mama. A little junk in that trunk
that's
is just what the doctor ordered.
Oh, yeah. People like that, Virginia.
I got some junk in the stomach.
I have a belly right now where if someone taught me the proper way to belly dance, I could crush it.
Really?
Yes.
I like to see that, too.
You got to teach me how to do it, though.
Yeah, okay. What I got on my mind here today, this is rather interesting. Jaybird's got a little bit of a beard going on. I rock a beard as well. And I'm always fascinated with these little ins and outs. They say that beards on guys is something that biologically evolved. The reason why men have beards is to protect their jaws from incoming punches. They say biologically, that's why guys have beards.
Probably back in the day, guys were getting punched left and right.
Well, I think that was just it. You would just, to test men, it was like being in prison.
Could you imagine growing up in that time period?
You are forced to be tough or die, survival of the fittest. That was really kind of it. And researchers tested the impact on men's jaws and various levels of hair, including hairless, trimmed, and full-blown beard. And they say that if you got a full-on bushy beard, it will soften impact by 37%.
Wow.
Making guys better in battle and and in fighting, and that's why they would have the beards as basically face cushion.
Huh.
That's interesting.
I thought so too. I'm like, who would have known? And that was just something that evolved as men realized that, boom, we got that. And that's one of those biological facets. As you know, that kid who can't even grow the pube stash and he's 35 years old. You know, that guy would have been offed early in the primordial days of man.
To bring it back full circle, they said that all those biker guys always had beards. They were always fighting. Is great protection. You have to have a beard to fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Makes
Pretty
sense.
fascinating stuff. And a buddy of mine who is actually a firefighter, has been for a while, and he had told me that in the earlier days of firefighting, when they didn't have the equipment that they did now, that a lot of firefighters, they would grow their beards long and just kind of like dip it then in water, and that would actually be a protectant.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah. Kind of thought that was crazy, and then they could like maybe tuck their beard up in their mouth and
maybe a wet beard doesn't catch on fire fast as a dry one.
I guess so.
And I wonder too, back in the day, if you were a hunter and you had a big beard, would you keep food in your beard kind of as storage?
Like Captain Caveman would
A
always.
Twinkie by your cheek?
It did help for survival.
Yeah, have stuff like that. I don't know. Just you never know at this point.
Are you keeping your beard? I'm thinking about shaving mine off completely. I want to lose weight before I do that and maybe get a tan. Are you going to rock a beard, you think, the rest of your life, or do you think you go back to...
I have no plans of changing. I don't know where life will take me because I've, adapted many a different look.
Sure.
Maybe I'm in a holding pattern for a while, but I don't really know.
I said I'd never get out of this beard prison, but I don't know.
And it might change with the trends, too. Like, beards are cool right now.
You can do a beard.
You know me, I'm very trendy.
Yes. When I think cool.
Yeah. On your question about the biker gangs in South Florida, Douglas had said, that'd probably be the Outlaws. They were big in that time.
It was the Outlaws.
Yeah, I've heard that name. There's a couple different biker groups. In fact, I remember one time I was at Chili's and I was really hammered. I hung out with a guy. I think he might have been the Outlaws. He looked just like Johnny Depp. It was really odd.
They said back in the day they were running wild and law enforcement had a tough time doing anything about them. And then something changed to where all of a sudden motorcycle gangs kind of changed their tune, but for a while it's kind of
a little bit more reputable.
Kind of like those motorcycle guys that are running around. Remember we talked to that one cop who said we can't go after these guys that are running around in motorcycles because it's too dangerous and they're lawless and they get to do whatever they want.
Those are the guys on the dirt bikes.
Yes, but it was kind of like a situation like that where you were dealing with some real tough people, and if you went to war with them, you were going to legit war.
I think they still have hardcore gangs. I think that they are gangs like you would have any kind of gang.
Man, I wonder if I've talked too much already about this.
Well, I think you have all.
You're a marked man.
Oh, dog.
I think you have biker gangs and then biker groups.
Agreed.
Where you'll see, just older middle-aged guys who like to ride around with their friends, and they do that, and that's a biker group. And then you still have gangs, as in you'd have other kinds of gangs. It's just their mode of transportation is motorcycles.
The two they kept bringing up that was possibly coming through South Florida, the Outlaws and the Pagans. And I believe the Pagans are featured on Sons of Anarchy.
Wow, okay.
I thought they were.
It might be.
But I think you heard of the Pagans before, right?
Nope.
Damn, you're soft, Aquesta. You're soft.
Sorry. Different circles.
I hear you.
It makes sense, though. I mean, South Florida, you got the kind of the nice weather. You've got Daytona Beach. It just seems to fit. Somebody in Broward said, a friend of my mom was killed in a bar by the Outlaws back in that time frame.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
What happened? What are the details?
Probably somebody broke a beer bottle, Virginia, and just did probably a little stick in the neck or something,
And the band kept playing because it's that kind of bar.
They would stop for a second, everything would get quiet, and then they go right back to playing.
I always love that in movies where people are getting beaten up and like the bass player ducks and the glass hits the wall.
Your Roadhouse moments. Got to put chicken wire up to protect the band. So there you go.
If you love KVJ on the radio, you'll love them even more on Instagram. Follow at KVJ Show. 97.9 WRMF.
Just want to get your thoughts to these random questions here to see what you would say. Some of them could be very big, including, imagine aliens come to planet Earth. How would you explain the Kardashians to them?
I would tell them that they were pure evil and everything that you fear of Earth, this is the culmination of all of it.
Right. Do we need to take them out?
You guys just, if you guys want the Kardashians, you guys can take them.
Okay.
Take them. Do what you will. If you want experiments.
If yes.
You want to do experiments, you have so many to choose from.
Yeah.
There's like 9 of them. So many experiments.
And they're multiplying, just so you know. There's going to be like 80 of them.
Just let them know they don't represent all of humanity.
Okay.
And that there's good and then there's bad.
Okay. And they are the worst of us?
There's bad and there's worse.
Yes, there's bad. There's evil and eviler.
And that's a word.
Virginia, you're on the other side of this. How would you explain the Kardashians to aliens who just landed on Earth?
I mean, they are a domestic phenomenon. You know, they figured out how to bank off of really kind of just being very shallow and relying on looks and sexy alone.
Okay.
What does bank mean?
They got cash, yo.
What would you say? How would you explain it? And how long do you have to talk to these aliens for? That's a big part of this.
Well, I think what it is they would just be like, hey, we've been monitoring your communications and we saw this and we're just curious, what does this mean?
I'd be so bummed out if that's the first thing they saw. Wouldn't you be bummed out if that's the only thing aliens saw of humanity?
I don't know. I mean, I think...
Who am I asking?
Well, it would be confusing because you would look at it and be like, well, why are they everywhere? You watch this show and you're like, I don't get it. There's an odd fascination with them. I could see where aliens would be like, okay, an evolved species would be like, okay, tell me about this. Why is this a thing?
Honestly, what would really happen is I would get too emotional trying to explain it to the aliens. They'd get freaked out and just shoot me. Like, oh, zap me.
That'd be it?
I would
Yeah.
get too into it.
Uh-huh, yeah. Well, I would say that this is, unfortunately, what a lot in our culture ascribe to be. And this is where we are. We have some people that that is their design.
Every now and then I'll get an email, someone saying I'm too hard on the Kardashians. They have defenders out there.
Oh, I know. People in my family love them. They just think they're entertaining and fantastic, and they love everything they have to do, and they buy everything they sell.
They're style icons. I mean, whether or not you agree with what they're doing,
Yeah.
you know, they're obviously doing lots of plastic surgery. They're obviously marketing lots of products and making lots of money. Like it or not, you got to respect the hustle and
Yeah.
how they've figured out how to make the most while doing the least.
I tell you, they used to look like you until they went to this clinic. And this is what they came out like.
I get it. They're popular. They're just not my cup of soda, baby. They're just not.
Yeah, it would be an interesting explain to aliens. Okay, now tell me, you were sent back to the Roman ages, and you can take one item from the modern world. What would you take to show people right around, the turn of the modern era? You're going from, we'd be right at the swing of BC to AD.
So if you brought a laptop, that means you couldn't also bring the internet with you. You'd have
That
to
would
bring
be the
one
struggle.
or the other.
Yeah, that's the problem because the connectivity that you would have, I think the most impressive thing that we could show off would have something to do with connectivity, and you're right, that wouldn't exist.
Maybe an iPhone, even if you couldn't connect to it, you could show them that you could film things and then play it back on your little magical box. That would blow their mind. It's an electronic kind of a thing. You're filming other stuff. Maybe the phone.
Okay.
I don't know. That's dumb. Let me rethink that.
It's still tough because, then I assume it would power on, but then, you think about your phone. If you didn't have anything else, what would work? What would be impressive?
Microwave?
Where's your electricity?
Damn it. You're right. It's not discovered yet.
I think, honestly, maybe the most impressive thing that you could take to them, and it actually may really set humanity on the wrong path and quickly, was the one thing you could take is
TikTok. I know. I agree.
But you can't, though, because
Yeah.
there's too much. The internet, the phone.
Yeah.
Where does it start, Virginia?
I think gunpowder and explosives, that kind of stuff, showing them a machine gun. I think that would blow their mind, especially if you're going to the Roman era where everything was about dominance.
So you have a
and
machine
war.
gun that has bullets in it. That's
Well,
yours.
that might be the thing, because otherwise, what's going to happen? Are they going to be cool to me? I don't know. So I've got something where I can show them. They would think that I'm some kind of god or something. To have that power?
That's what you have to. You have to show something off that would make you seem like you're the next level.
Imagine if you landed and you had an AR-15. You're just like, and you're just, and they'd be like, "Oh my goodness, wow, you are they would think you're a god of war.
A car? They're like, what the heck is this?
Yeah. Car would be impressive.
Car would be
Till you run out of
impressive.
gas.
Still, though.
Gun run out of bullets.
It's still, though, you have a full tank of gas in your car, and you got to really use that car sparingly. But I like it.
All things that would work.
You're awfully quiet over there, Siddiqui.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think car would be the most awesome.
I think based on their mindset, I think that the gun is the most impressive. But the car's not bad.
This seems like conversation you have when you're smoking pot.
Yeah, where do you think Jaber got these questions from?
Okay, now it all makes sense.
What are
Yeah.
you talking about? This has nothing to do with pot.
I don't smoke enough pot to be able to talk to you.
This has nothing to do with pot. I don't drink enough to hear the dirt, honestly.
Okay, one more. If you were dating someone for a month, but they broke up with you based on the traits about yourself, what do you think the reason would be for them breaking up with you? Now, are these physical traits, emotional?
Think about anything. Why
Anything.
would somebody dump a Kevin Ralston after a month? Or they're over it. What would
Eyes.
Kevin do?
The eyes.
Yeah, the eyes.
No, your eyes.
Of course, they may not get with me in the first place, but yeah, the eyes after a while, I'd be like, oh my gosh.
You really think it would be your eyes? Absolutely not.
You don't think so? Okay.
I think maybe for you, you're not adventurous enough in the old bedroom.
Oh,
Yeah?
vanilla.
I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe he's a tomcat. I don't know.
You know, yeah. You don't know. It's been a while since we've been in the bedroom together.
What about Virginia? If you're dating Virginia for a month, what would be the thing that would just, I can't do this?
Bossy.
That's a big one. Oh, gosh.
Panda's up if you want to call him. He's probably got a list.
I don't know if we have enough time.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It might get too real.
Tough way to start the show.
I don't know. I'm pretty self-aware. I obviously don't care.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Look, if you want to fight with your husband, do it on your own time.
What time do you normally wake up?
Well, he's up now because he has an early shoot. So he's actually, I think, in the car.
But he can't call in and kiss your butt. We don't want that kind of panda. He's gotta keep it real. Why do you annoy him?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. A couple of inclusions here into what you would bring to the aliens. Somebody said encyclopedias, a way to study our past of humanity. Somebody said beer. Another vote for weapons.
When did beer actually start becoming a thing?
Beer's been around a very long time, thousands of years. I believe it goes all the way back. The Egyptians might have been making beers. I know in Germany, like 1,000+ years ago, they were making beer. It's been around for quite some time.
Is wine the first stuff that people got tore up on? Is that the longest?
Yeah, probably wine. I mean, they've probably been making, because there's so many things you can turn into, the process of fermentation works on a gazillion different things. So I'm sure that back in the day, they accidentally discovered with some rotten berry juice that, hey, I feel kind of weird.
I always thought
awesome.
medieval wine looked good. You see that stuff, how they're drinking it on Thrones, Game of Thrones.
It feels real fresh and real potent.
Doesn't it? I know what you mean.
And it's thick, and you're like, yeah.
I feel like two glasses of medieval wine, I'm real good.
It really get to you. Yeah. I feel like it's probably not that good.
It's definitely not that good.
Yeah, just a feeling. They have like recipes. I know that you can go back. I think I've had that where our forefathers, they would brew beer, like maybe it was George Washington or something like that, and every now and then breweries will remake it, and then you're like going, oh, cool, this is like George Washington beer.
Is it true Washington smoked a ton of weed? Is that a true thing?
I don't know.
Okay, there's rumors about
You
that.
sound hopeful.
That sounds
No.
like a Denny's and you conversation.
Yeah, bruh.
What are you talking?
Washington
Like
got
a lot of these questions.
high.
I can start opening up your mind is what I'm doing. You need to expand your thoughts.
Douglas said, yeah, they found a beer recipe in the ruins of Ur, the first city.
Douglas seems like he knows a lot of
He's
stuff about
got
a lot of things.
yeah. I think that goes back over 10,000 years. So, yeah, beer been around for a while.
Beer and history. Kevin likes this.
You're right. It's a great combination.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's drink beer and talk history. I'm good for it. It was exactly 1 week ago that Jaybird, right here on this show, said that his next project was to have producer Denny's teach him how to ollie, which is a move on a skateboard where you jump up, the board follows you, and it's a really cool little illusion that you do. So it's basically you're springing the board up with your feet. Now, I assume Denny's is quite the thrasher, and that's what you'd said last week. He's pretty good at skateboarding.
Yeah, back in the day, he was a skater and a surfer, and we were talking about it, and he feels like he could, teach me the ways of the Tony Hawk.
Okay. And Tony Hawk's still skating. I just saw a photo of him this week. He was dropping into
He looks
half-pipe and
great.
skating.
He did a cool thing. Some little kid sent him a broken skateboard. He's like, Tony Hawk, I think you'll love this skateboard. Tony Hawk ended up, finding the kid and FaceTiming him and doing all this cool stuff for the kid.
Love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I started off skateboarding. It was just kind of the thing to do back in, I think it was about 4th grade.
Yeah.
Till about 6th grade. I was going down a rail. I landed right on my tailbone, and I quit skateboarding right then and there.
Did you really?
It sent a pain to the back of my eyes.
Ooh.
It's tough. It hurts.
My mom I wasn't allowed to skateboard, and then I finally talked her into it. I got this plastic skateboard from the church bazaar sale we went to.
Bazaar?
Yeah. My mom and Ann loved those things.
Yeah.
And it was from the movie Back to the Future. Marty McFly, Michael J. Fox, does this thing where he stomps onto the skateboard and it pops up,
and he
catches it. I thought that was the coolest thing. First time skateboarding, I tried to do it, smacked myself right in the face, and my 2 front teeth were loose.
Oh.
Yep.
It's a good look.
Yeah. It was not awesome.
So Denny's was going to work with you over the last week to try to teach you how to pop an ollie.
Yeah, and we started doing a little work because he has a longboard, which isn't great for doing
For travel.
But it was
Okay.
good. It was better than nothing. And then I ended up hurting my back last week, and we stopped doing it. I'm not using that as an excuse. Grade me for how you want to grade me.
Okay.
But
all right.
yeah, it's not going to be good.
Well, I was telling Bird probably first because he's a little wobbly on the board to begin with. I was
Yeah.
saying just getting comfortable on the board is probably step number 1 before you even attempt an ollie.
Your boy just wants to. Just one time in my life, I want to drop in that half pipe. Just once.
Yeah, that is a trick in and of itself. I
Yes.
tried that one time, dropping into a half, and the board just took off running, and I slid all the way down the side.
It's
And
we-
it didn't. I couldn't even do it.
You have to lean forward at first and then lean back, and it's tricky because if you don't, you either go straight on your face or straight on your butt.
Yeah, I want to jump into a half pipe, and I always wanted to successfully jump into a double Dutch situation. Never been able to do it.
Tricky. Both very tricky and
Yes.
high skill level
Coordination.
required.
But let's handle this one failure at a time.
Yes. If your feet are anything like your hands, you're pushing
All
it.
right, so we'll fail at skating first, then we'll do double
And
Dutch.
then you can fail at double Dutch. Yes. All right, we're going to see where Jaybird is, maybe even see Denny's popping ollie, and you can actually check it out. Go to KVJ TV. It's on YouTube. You can put it up on your flat screen right now. Okay. Well, we got a celebrity birthday to mention here today. Andre 3000, Outcast. He's turning 45 years old today. So happy birthday to him. If you ever want to get a birthday shout out on the KVJ Show, you just send us an email. We'll do that. Mail at kvjshow.com. Easy to do. All right, I believe we got Bird going to be doing a little skate demo here.
We are.
Yeah.
We are. Denny
Yeah.
wants to talk about the condition of the skateboard first, though.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Well, I brought a mini skateboard.
Oh, boy.
This is Rocco's skateboard. The children went in my car last night.
Yeah.
And they took the good skateboard out and left me with this mini one. And I just couldn't find the good skateboard in the dark this morning at 4:30.
Well, I'm not even sure if that's the main issue. Our own Tony Hawk's got the answer here.
So the only thing tricky, I think, since it is for a kid, it's
Stony Hawk.
Yeah, I love
Tony
it.
Hawk! Kevin, that's good.
A thing that's going to be tough for a bird is that it's left and right. See how wobbly it is? It's because it's made for a kid's pressure weight instead of an adult.
Oh, yeah.
He's a grown man.
So if he leans
who's
forward-
put on an extra 30 during the quarantine.
It's not been an extra 30. It's been an extra 20, you witch.
Yeah.
Sorry, you made me 49 yesterday.
All right, good point. So I just, we're battling, kind of like the equipment in our studio. Even our bits, we have crappy stuff.
We're low budget all around, guys.
Yeah.
Don't expect anything quality.
Pretty much is. Okay.
So,
well, let's see how everybody does here on trying to pop an ollie.
All right.
We told the audience that a week ago we were going to give it a shot. So let's see how the bird can do it. I might even give it a shot here.
I'm not giving up on this dream.
Okay.
I would love for you to half pipe me or half pipe with me. Half pipe.
Nobody wants to hear about your bedroom shenanigans.
Jeez.
Full pipe.
No one's piping you.
Yeah, you're not getting the half.
Do you want to go first? You want Denny's to
You
go
always
first?
go first.
Well, let's see Denny's. Let's let Stony Hawk lay down some credibility here.
All right, let's
See how he does.
I don't even know if we can see this.
Yeah.
Move over
How
this
does
way.
that board feel,
Move over that way,
Denny's?
Denny's.
A little wobbly.
Okay.
Little wobbly.
Move back a little bit.
Okay.
I just don't want it.
There we go. All right.
All right.
Yep. All right. Denny's. Oh, trying to get his balance on the baby board. Okay.
Oh,
Did it pop up? How do you do, Virginia?
it wasn't good.
Well, I mean, you brought the worst skateboard, and then you sit there on your throne.
Yeah.
You guys suck.
Yeah.
She just broke down skateboard.
Yeah.
Okay, he's getting closer.
Stony Hawk is struggling. Do you really want hamburger feet to give it up?
Wow. Yeah.
It's tricky to stabilize on because of the forward and backward pivot on it.
Okay.
I don't know
Let's.
if you can even see this.
Yeah, it's not a good.
Yeah, if
not a
Denny's
good
really couldn't
board.
do it, yeah, we may need to get a better skateboard for you because I don't know if that's a fair try.
It's
Just
not, but I'm gonna
Get a quick bearing of where you might be on it. Okay, Jaybird trying to pop an ollie here on a
not
little kid's
wobbly at all,
skateboard.
Kev.
Yeah, I know. Look at that. Wow.
Oh,
Okay. All right. You jumped in the air. That was good. Okay.
Oh my God.
Definitely heard a snap on that.
That's a typical outcome when people start learning ollies.
Suits, we got a splint in there.
we got an EMT in there.
We're gonna need that one. Yeah, that was a hard fall.
Oh,
Wow. Oh, that was rough.
in retrospect.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Give me one more week.
No,
I think you could get one though with a full-size board.
Thanks, Stony.
Okay.
Oh.
And Jen, also, your wife said it's a kid's longboard, not made for tricks.
Yes, the one. So that one's just for running. If I'm running over to birds or something, it's easy to jump on.
And you're 8.
Yeah.
Right.
You didn't realize how extreme Denny's was. He skateboards to my house.
Does he?
Occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it does save some time.
I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, every now and then it's fun to get out there on the skateboard. But
I see people on those longboards, and they're just like casually cruising along and just drifting. They don't seem like they're that dangerous.
I've seen those kids that have the ones with the remote control. They just stand on it, and the skateboard goes by itself.
oh, geez.
It's pretty cool.
I saw a guy in my neighborhood the other day. He's just standing on a wheel, and he's talking on the phone, and he's rolling at a pretty good speed. I'm like, what is this
My
thing?
nephew had that. He brought it to Mardi Gras a couple of years ago, and we were zipping through the hallways, almost got kicked out of the hotel.
I don't know if I like the whole skateboarding and you hit a button. That's kind of like the equivalent of skateboard steroids.
I felt like cheating. I was like, I kind of was like, well, what's the point? But this guy looks so chill. He was just on his phone. He's going, look at, he's going 15 miles an hour.
The witch told me she's bringing me a motor scooter tomorrow.
I've got Razor scooters, but they're electric,
Oh, wow.
so
Yeah.
you can zip around these halls.
Oh, I want to zip. I need to zip. Bring it, mama.
He's gonna zip right through a wall.
No way. I'm in my prime. I'm going to show you all that your boy can ollie. I'm dropping in that half pipe.
What's our repatching count on holes we've put in walls?
It's been a while.
We've been very good at RMF. We have not put any holes in any walls here.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
I think it's been at least 10 years since we slid through a wall.
It's been, yeah. We went on a run where we had like 3 or 4.
Yeah, I threw a chair through the wall. Then we did the bowling gravy, or the gravy
Human bowling.
Yeah, and then you went right through. You made a new studio.
I did a somersault.
You made a tunnel.
I did. That was,
We made a new door. Why does the studio have 3 doors?
we ended up spending like $300 in a wall repair.
Yeah, we did. We had to keep a wall guy on retainer. It was really tough.
Want to feel better about your own messed up life? Check out the people in the Whacked Out News every weekday morning at 8:45 on the KVJ Show. 97.9 WRMF.
Ever bust somebody in a lie because of social media? Yeah, that kind of stuff does happen. Somebody texted in and said, yeah, I had an ex that told me that when we were dating that she was going to New York for a few months to think about things and see her family. I knew something was wrong, so I checked one of her old friends' Facebook pages and found out she went to Texas with him and was staying at his place.
Oh,
Damn,
boy.
you know what they say about Texas, Virginia?
It's bigger in Texas?
Yep.
Apparently it
you'll
was.
Never get her back now.
Because one of the pictures was them in bed.
Oh,
man.
I mean, that's such a... You're so lazy with your game.
Probably thinking that, okay, well, yeah, you're right. If you're lying in any way, yeah, getting caught in any kind of photo on social media is dumb.
So dumb.
That you would let that happen. And it maybe just goes to show she just didn't care enough to even try.
Maybe she didn't.
maybe.
He sees it, and there's the breakup.
That's what almost hurts more.
Ugh.
They don't even put, you know what? If you put effort into it, I appreciate it more than if you're lying to me and you put no effort in it to cover your tracks.
Well, you broke up, and you don't even care.
Because you really don't even care at all. Now, this is a tricky one here. Somebody texted in and said, I found out that my friend was banging our boss when I saw the back of his head showing in her mirror from a photo she took in her bedroom. She was showing off a new necklace she just got.
Oh.
She's all excited. She got a new necklace. She snaps a photo. The back of his head is in the mirror in her bedroom. He was divorced 4 months later.
Well, you know how she got the necklace.
Yeah.
She earned it.
Yes, she did. Wow. Okay, so you got to even watch. You got to watch mirrors.
Yeah, you do.
Mirrors can ruin your life.
Absolutely.
Well, then imagine in the moment she's so excited. I'm sure that some high level coitus has happened because of it. He's just swimming in endorphins. She snaps a photo.
Look at my beautiful pearl necklace. It's gorgeous.
Don't know if it's pearl, but yeah, you get the gist. Somebody else said that getting busted on social media, I found out that I was going to get fired when my work buddy posted photos of an apparent pool party at my boss's house. Everybody in the office was there but me, and then that Monday I got fired.
Oh, man.
That is some low down crap.
It's Friday night. You're like, let's see what everybody's up to. Wait, there's Jimmy, and there's
the whole sales department.
There's the guy that nobody even likes in sales.
The janitor.
Dang.
Damn, that would set a red flag for
and
you.
then the whole rest of the weekend, you're like, I can't believe I get invited.
You just cry.
That's tough. And this is tough too. Somebody texted and said, my daughter was crushed this weekend because 2 of her friends were supposed to come over to bake cookies, and their parents told them last minute that they didn't want them out, but then my daughter saw them on TikTok later making videos with one another.
Oh, that sucks. And young girls are the worst.
Yeah.
Mags has had her heart broken.
From what?
Just girls will say they're coming over, this is before Corona, to play with her or invite her to go to the mall with them. And then all of a sudden they'll call and say they can't. And then she'll see it on Snapchat. Oh, look, they're at the mall with these other girls, and I just didn't make the cut.
That happened to me one time where no falling out. We just weren't as close as friends, and we sort of drifted apart. But I thought we were still cool, and they got married. And I saw on social media all of my friends at this wedding, and I wasn't invited. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
I guess I'm out of the clique.
You're out of the clique. That's a tough way to find out.
It was.
Somebody texted in and said, I called in sick and went to the beach instead, then posted up a pic of me drinking beer. A coworker saw it on Instagram and told my boss.
What a jerk.
That's a jerk move.
That's a rat.
It's a rat.
That is a rat.
Dang.
That is a rat. But at the same time, if you are calling in sick to work and you go to the beach and take photos drinking beer, there's a chance your boss might find out.
Oh, yeah.
Just
But when you
say.
see that, you're the guy that sent it to the boss. You are low down dirty.
But maybe you don't like that person you work with and you're up for a promotion and so is the other person.
Still, rats get their comeuppance. Snitches get stitches.
Yeah, it's a perfect little way to do it. One thing a lot of people know about chopsticks is it takes a lot of manual dexterity. You got to be good with your hands to do them. People that really are can do some amazing things with chopsticks. Your mentor, Jaybird, Mr. Miyagi, would try to catch flies with him, and Daniel-san was able to do it.
Oh, a man who can catch fly with chopstick can do anything.
Right. How would you say you are with chopsticks?
Absolutely awful. The only thing worse would probably be me taking an algebra test.
Oh, okay. We can throw that mix into it.
Yeah, I'm not good with chopsticks. I rarely use them.
Yeah, you're not a big sushi eater, which is a lot of times what you use chopsticks for.
I don't like sushi. Although the vegetarian or the veggie one's not
The
bad.
veggie tempura roll, you would get down on.
The one at Publix is good.
Okay. Do you ever find yourself at an Asian restaurant, Chinese, Japanese?
I do, because that's Daddy's favorite kind of food.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he's part Japanese.
He gets down. He knows a lot about sushi.
If he could, he would order. I think he would eat Chinese every night.
We've talked about this. Japanese. He would get like sushi and healthy stuff, and we'd both be fine.
That's not true. He would also get the fatty stuff. He loves that one chicken. I forget what it's called.
General Tso's?
General Tso's? I don't know.
General Sal. He's a pig.
I sound Italian.
General Sal.
General Sal. Hey, it's Jim.
Hey, yeah, forget about it.
What's that chicken dish you always get?
So I get a combination of multiple things. I'm an egg foo young guy. It's probably one of my favorites.
Oh,
Like a
egg foo young.
fried omelet.
That is good.
Oh, it's my cut.
That's when Danny's gets nasty.
I'll go sesame chicken sometimes if I'm trying to mix it up.
Sesame chicken. His
Oh,
favorite,
that's good, yeah.
His favorite restaurant for his birthday, he always loves going. It's the one Chinese place at the mall food court in the Gardens Mall.
It's junk food Chinese.
Oh, yeah?
That's his favorite.
Really?
You like Chinese better than Japanese?
It's hard to say. They're a toss up between the two.
I'm a big fan of mall court Chinese food. I love it too.
Oh, all that MSG and
It's like junk food.
yeah, all that good stuff.
If me and Denny's were a couple, that would be our spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's who you can definitely agree on that.
Yeah, that would be our couple spot.
Yeah. How are you at Chopsticks, Denny's?
Pretty solid.
Yeah, I was going to say. I would
Been
think you'd be
using them
pretty good.
forever.
Okay.
So I've got two choices for you on the chopstick tip. Those black ones that you're holding were actually a gift from Denny's. He gave me those. And then I've also got these from just the takeout. They're wooden and they're basic.
I don't want that wooden crap.
All right,
don't?
so you're a fancy girl.
I want to get a little fancy with this.
Well, you're using the chopsticks here to try to break this world record. It's using chopsticks on jelly beans, which are slick, and the chopsticks you're going with are nicer, but I'm wondering if that texture is a little slick, too. Slick on slick sometimes doesn't work. Virginia, see where I'm going with this?
I do. If I was you, I would go with the wood.
Give me the wood.
What do you think, Denny's?
I agree.
Give me the wood.
Yeah, I think these might be too slick.
That gives me the chills rubbing those two wood sticks together. Ugh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You'd have been a terrible caveman trying to make fire. Guys, I just can't. Rubbing these sticks together gives me the, heebie-jeebies.
I'd be the worst caveman.
They would kick your ass.
I would make it.
Cavemen would beat you every day.
I don't make it.
Terrible
past- Yeah.
That'd actually be a very funny sitcom. Terrible caveman.
They would string him up like a pinata. Just
him.
kick his
He's
ass.
the world's worst caveman. He's kind of like living in those times and he
All
just can't do anything right.
Where's my Braveheart speech before this challenge? Come on. This is not
This ain't it.
This ain't making me feel good.
Well, he's got a pilot for a new TV
I
show,
love
Terrible
that.
Caveman.
I
Terrible
love that.
caveman.
You get sent back to the past.
And you just can't fit in with the other
You
cave
can't do
people.
anything.
All right.
It's writing itself.
It really is. I've already got the first 2 seasons done in my head.
Can we get focused?
No. We've never been focused. I would actually like to see Denny's try this, Virginia.
I would too, because
Yeah.
Denny's is gonna smoke him.
Well, I just, because we're trying
Please,
to
go.
We're
Do
trying
it.
to set a bar here on this, and this is World Record Wednesday. It's the most jelly beans eaten with chopsticks in 1 minute is 40. So it's the eating concept, and I know we've got maybe a limited number of jelly
No,
beans. I don't know.
we got 80. Oh shoot!
That's what you get, witch.
I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, oh,
I
yeah.
almost cursed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to eat them. I think it's just a matter of being able to have the dexterity to move them. I know before, I think we've tried it with M&Ms in a bowl.
We can put them in this little cup because that's a lot of sugar for Denny's. His tummy can't react to
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, it's not necessary to eat them. I just want to see,
There's paper towels right there.
would he be able to move 40 in a minute, or how close could he get?
I like this. World Record Wednesday should be us as a team. It can't be just me and my failings.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see how we would do at it.
As
Yeah.
a team, as a group, blood in, blood out.
All right, when the engineer asks why the computer got wet, nobody say nothing. You got that? Snitches get stitches.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't watch KVJ TV.
Ah, nobody does.
Nobody does, huh? Okay, so here we go. The most jelly beans eaten with chopsticks in 1 minute, 40. I'd like for Denny's to try just moving the jelly beans into a cup to see how he can do and then we can get an idea of where we think Jaybird might land on this. Kind of like sets the bar.
Oh, I don't have to do this.
Well, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Okay,
right,
Denny's, I'm going to put 1 minute on the clock here. Going to see how you can move those jelly beans laying on the counter on a napkin into that cup. How many you can get in 60 seconds.
You see what Riggy's doing? Pitting Miho versus Miho against each other again.
I'm a big fan. I love Ricky's work.
Just want to see Denny's skill here on the chopsticks. Okay, Bird, I'll let you count for your boy. Kind of keep track of that. Okay, on your mark, get set, and go. They're watching Denny's work the... Okay, he has an interesting technique with the chopsticks. He has them straight up and down. Typically, people will lay the 2 in their hand.
I'm trying to do it a little bit different because I feel like you have to modify it for this because it's so slick.
So that's not typically how...
usually I would do them sideways a little more.
Okay, I got you.
But man, they're so slick.
6, dog.
These are really tough to grab.
Focus.
7.
I think it's eating the jelly beans the easiest part of this.
8.
Yes.
Yeah, you're at just under 30
9.
seconds now.
10.
I feel like
11.
I kind of got a groove as I was doing
Yeah, you're kind of in the
12.
mold here.
You wonder, it might be better to kind of get them flat, standing up a little
13.
bit to get them in there.
Yeah, Jaybird
14.
is watching. Maybe you can take some notes here for his world record
15.
attempt.
16.
Okay, under 10 seconds.
17.
Yeah, I kind of figured it out as I was doing it.
You're at 5.
18.
Okay.
19.
Try to get that 20 in
Wow, okay,
19.
that's moving 19 in a minute, and the record is the most jelly beans eaten with chopsticks is 40. Ooh. That was somebody who's flying. That gives you appreciation for how good that person is with chopsticks.
Any shot, I beat Denny's.
No shot.
There's
Not
0.
a bit.
No shot. This is eating them. We're going to let you step up.
Oh, I'm gonna just put them in. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I'm never gonna get. If I have to eat them, there's no way I can even come close.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Plus, these are disgusting.
They are.
I do
What's wrong
not-
with these jelly beans?
I don't like
You don't
these.
like jelly beans?
I don't like these kind. The ones Virginia got. They're actually really not jelly beans either. She brought a
my
broke down
gosh.
skateboard and the wrong jelly beans.
She's a diva.
She's a diva. How dare I want the right equipment?
These are fat. These are the same size as fat jelly beans.
Bought me fat jelly beans.
Yeah, to match your ass.
I wish my ass was fat.
Right.
It's flat. My stomach is fat. Flat ass, fat stomach. Great look.
You want them reversed. Can I get a flat stomach and a fat ass?
Built like the penguin.
All right, you gotta focus over there, Barney.
I know. See what she does. Now I'm ripping on myself.
Your tally, Denny's, was
19.
19. Okay, Virginia, I'm going to say an over-under here. Jaybird does 10. Are you taking the over or the under? Jaybird, 10 jelly beans in a cup in 60 seconds.
Don't you dare call me pumpkin. You had that look.
I go under. Bless your heart.
That's fine.
Suits, you going over or under?
We
He's
know.
going over.
Reek.
He's going over?
Yeah.
He's going over.
That never happens.
Okay.
I'm glad somebody believes in me.
I'm
Here's
going-
how you lose, Reek.
I don't. I'm going the under.
That's fine.
And Denny's?
I say he goes over.
Oh, come on.
Okay, I love that positivity.
Denny's, can you do me a favor? Because there's been a lot of negativity in here. Can you give me a Braveheart type speech?
Yeah, don't listen to the hater, Bird. The hater over there. I'm talking about Virginia.
All right, let's get focused. Let's do this horrible
Thank you for that gripping
Oh, yes.
moment of radio. Okay.
Uh-oh. Speaking of gripping,
Yeah.
she's having trouble.
I'm a buffet kind of guy. I like to use my hands.
Jaybird working chopsticks. Fun to watch on Kvj TV right now. Most jelly beans with chopsticks. 1 minute 40. This is achieved by a Japanese guy, Asha Leo.
Already he had the advantage.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's he did it in Japan. I don't know. Either way, it happened in 2017. Let's see if Jaybird can get close to this. The over-under is 10 in 60 seconds.
Just can't get that rhythm. All right.
Yeah, Denny's went with a different chopstick holding technique just for this that is unlike what you typically see. Do you think you would have done better if you had gone sideways, Denny's?
It's tricky. I went straight down just because when you go on the sides of these are fat and they're kind of flatter on the top. So what I was trying to do is push it down so that it would rotate and I could grab it.
Okay. Right. On your mark, get set, and go. All right, Jaybird is working on his first jelly bean. He's got it. He's already got one in the cup. He's got two in the cup. He's got three. Could he beat Denny's? It'd be amazing. He's going for 4. It's tough here. Yeah, that manual dexterity is key right now. Okay, he's kind of hit a little bit of a log jam. He had a good little run
If
there.
one gives you trouble, just move on.
Yeah, Denny's is coaching him over here.
4.
He's a jelly bean coach.
Yeah.
Chopstick coach.
It's a passion.
30 seconds
5.
now into this. Okay, you're at the halfway mark. At the
6.
halfway mark. I think he's going to do it. 7. He's
8.
at 8. There's no way he doesn't do it. Okay. He's got
9.
17 seconds left. He's trying to get to at least 10 for the over-under. 19 is Denny's record.
10.
He's got 10. He's right there at the push. One more. He's
11.
got 11. He's over. Okay, he's got, and time is up. You got the over, which is good. You performed better than anybody thought you would. If you're going for the world record, you would have gotten a quarter the amount. I assume you could have popped those in your mouth and got them down.
When you're celebrating an 11 spot, you know it's just broke.
Hey, you beat expectations.
That's terrible. I hate this segment.
To me, I think beating expectations is impressive. And like you said, you never use chopsticks. So how you frame it, man.
Back to the drawing board again. Much to learn. One of these days, we're going to get a record.
Oh,
we are.
I think one of these days we will actually trip and fall into a record.
You know what? All the losses.
And it's going to be a great day.
It builds us up for that
It does.
win.
It makes the wins even sweeter. That's why, kids, you got to learn how to lose.
We don't practice. That too, like
You're
all
right.
these guys,
You're right.
they probably spend weeks, if not months, preparing for the greatness. You haven't even tried it once.
And this cat probably eats sushi every day of the week.
Okay, you guys made me feel better.
Yeah.
You're a loser, but there's a reason.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
Exactly. Do you ever have people come and stay in your house that maybe aren't family or friends, Virginia?
No.
And would you ever
Never.
consider?
Not in a
House
million
sitters,
years.
dog sitters, any of that kind of stuff? You wouldn't have somebody do that?
No. I don't have a dog, and my house ain't that fancy. I have an aunt that does this. She turned her upstairs into an Airbnb, and they have randoms in their house all the time. And
Really?
I'm like, there's just no way. You want to walk around in your underwear, right?
I am naked usually.
Yeah.
That's hot.
That'd be quite a gift for the Airbnb guests.
Christmas comes early.
Uh-huh. Well, apparently Kendra needed a dog sitter. Thought she found a really good one, but she's not so sure after what she found in the garbage. What exactly had happened here, Kendra? Where did you find this person, by the way?
Well, this person was just a friend of a friend, so I didn't know them super well, but I thought, my friend knew them. Why not? It's my dog. It's not like it's a baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So they came and they're kind of like taking care of the dog, letting it out and all that kind of stuff, and you went out of town for the weekend?
Yeah, my husband and I went to Jacksonville for the weekend just to visit some family. And when we get back to the house Monday, seems like everything's all good. Dog's happy, healthy. And we look around, we realize our house is also spotless, like cleaner than it's ever been ever. Get this, our spice rack is even arranged alphabetically.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Virginia,
Yeah,
are you
it's like,
considering having somebody come over to your place now, Virginia? You come back and it's spotless and even the
No.
spice rack is organized?
This tells me that they threw a rager in my house, and they had to clean up the evidence.
I don't care if they did. If I come back and it looks amazing, I can't tell nothing's broke. Amen.
Yeah,
I'm in.
I think that is the question. Now, what was it you found in the garbage, Kendra?
Yeah, so you might be onto something there with the rager. So last night, my husband found in our garage beer, wine, and vodka bottles empty. If it was full, we'd be like, of course, come back. But they were empty in our trash can. So we're like, okay, this girl either threw a rager or she's a raging alcoholic. And Yeah, and my husband wants to have her back for the 4th of July weekend because he's like, whatever, let it go. Our spice rack is arranged. Come on. And I'm thinking,
Okay. Interesting. Would you have this person back to sit your dog? If you come back, everything's fine. The dog is great. Everything's nice. And all you find is a bag of... First of all, rookie movie, she did throw a rager, which I would assume maybe she did. I can't imagine another explanation
She
for
had
that.
a get-together.
Yeah.
She had a get-together.
I don't know if it's a rager. It's a get-together. Look, if the place is really clean and organized when I get back, I don't think I'm saying anything.
Her husband says let it go. Bring her back for 4th of July weekend. Does she come back if it's your place, Virginia?
No.
Really?
First of all, she wouldn't have been there from the jump. But second of all, okay, I have a lot of things. Some call it clutter. I call it, I like things. How do I know that they didn't take anything? Because I might not notice it right away that something is missing. And then like in 2 weeks, I go to look for something and I'm like, that's missing. That's weird.
I'm still cool with this. Yeah.
They take one of your G.I. Joes?
I would notice that right away. And if they're trying to take my 83 Duke from me, I mean...
They're doing you a favor?
No, I'm not saying they're doing me a favor. I'm
Yeah,
just,
you would survive.
I think I'd be okay. I mean, a clean out of... You said it was spotless. Everything was organized.
Well, I mean, when you go to organizing the spice rack, yeah, you've put together a pretty nice place.
I don't know. If you had kids, maybe. I don't know. To me, it sounds kind of awesome.
You got till 4th of July to do inventory and see what's going on. But if nothing is missing and it's all cleaned out, it would be awesome if your dog could talk. Because that's really what we need here to ask a little Q&A to find out what the dog saw.
I mean, you could get that Ring doorbell, too. We've got that thing, and it goes off anytime there's motion at the front door, and then you can screenshot it and see exactly who's coming in and out of your crib.
Your dog can talk, and you found out your dog had the best time ever. Like, when are you going out of town again? Because that Rager was amazing.
I had a great run.
There's so much tail.
Yeah. Somebody texted in, how do you know that she didn't get your dog high or drunk?
You don't know, but
That's why your dog loved it.
But you wouldn't know that if there was a Rager there or not.
You don't have a neighbor you can ask to just stop in and check on your dog while you're gone. You don't have any friends.
So you've got someone stopping in to check on your dog and then someone stopping in to check on the person that's checking on your dog. Now, who's going to check on your neighbor that's checking on the dog sitter?
No, you eliminate the dog sitter and just get your neighbor to take care of the dog periodically. They're already there. They're your neighbor.
But the neighbor could also...
You're right.
Could get the dog high, too, and you wouldn't know. Like, you don't know. You need to get cameras for inside and don't tell anybody.
Rocco found his old baby monitor from when he was a baby, and he actually set it up the other day, and we didn't realize it. He set it up in the bathroom, so he has video of all of us going to the bathroom. These cameras are easy to set up. Trust me. And you'd be shocked when you realize, oh, wow, that's me peeing. Okay. I'm glad it was just pee.
I'm sure throughout history it wasn't just pee.
I know.
Wow.
Wow.
Where's this video?
Rocco has it.
He has it?
Yeah, he figured out how to pair the Samsung baby monitor to his phone.
He's blackmailing her with it.
Wow. How?
Yes,
How do you know how to do this?
Oh, he's definitely got this on the dark web.
Yeah, he has to get ice cream every single day, and Mom can't say jack about it.
I can't keep up with these kids.
Okay, interesting. How many people would have the dog sitter back? Yeah, they are awesome. The dog seems to be fine. The house is immaculate, but they might throw ragers.
Would you care?
I think I would probably have them back. I'd probably lean on the side like, yeah, all right.
It also depends, too. Did you go in my closet and start organizing stuff? Then it gets a little personal.
And I would probably be forthright and say, hey, look, I found a large bag of booze, empty booze bottles and the such. And, if you had a few people over, okay. But, and I wouldn't mind if they had a few people over.
I wouldn't either.
But can you just be... I don't want anything missing. I don't want my dog dead.
But if you have somebody you trust enough to have your dog come over, which I would.
It's just a matter of time, guys. You got lucky the first go round, and you don't think anything got taken, and you don't think anything bad happened. But if you have randoms throwing a party and you have their friends coming over, they don't care care about your stuff. It's a matter of time.
Well, you don't know what these people are like. Not everybody is.
Yeah, not everyone's a raging alcoholic like you.
Oh, you got a lot of balls.
Like us.
They may come over and just have a nice night of wine and canasta.
No, if there's beer and vodka in the trash, it was turned up.
You know what you only think that because that's how you turn up.
Well,
and I turn up like that too, Mama. I get
just
it.
like cheaters always think everybody's cheating, ragers always think everybody's raging.
Because you're right. People could have just come over, had some wine, and talked about politics. You have no idea.
Yes, that might be her crowd.
How old is this dog sitter?
Yeah, do we have about an age on that?
She's in her late 20s, so, you know, when I was in my late 20s, I was still hanging on to the party days too. So I could see her throwing a party. It's true.
Let me ask you this though: when you went back, did your bed seem like there was something going on there? She didn't happen to use your bed, did she?
I didn't notice anything. We made our beds before we left, just because, you know, I'm always worried when I'm on the road. Like, what if I die and then people come and I look like I live on the spot?
You're not alone. I think a lot of us do that. I do the same thing. I hide stuff I don't want people to find.
We all need a cleaner in our life.
Yes.
It's like, why do I even care? Like, if I'm dead, why do I care? But for some reason, I'm like, I can't. My family can't know I'm a slob.
I get it. Loose ends, girl. We got to tie them up.
I think it's that you're thinking of your family. You don't want to embarrass your family.
Right,
after.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
If all of a sudden you die and you're naked and there's all these mannequins around your bed.
There's like 87 bottles of jumbo lube.
Yeah, my sister has to answer questions for me, and that ain't cool either.
Yes. Oh, well, bring me shame.
It's KVJ. When and where you want it. Listen to the KVJ Show and the After the Show podcast daily, commercial free. Search your smartphone's podcast app to listen for free. 97.9 WRMF.
Last chance you're going to get to stump the bird here. School is out after this week, and so we will not be stumping the bird anymore because he gets to take a summer vacation and no summer school for you.
Oh, well deserved.
Yes.
Tired over here.
Well deserved. Okay. I can tell somebody's really stepping up trying to get a stumper here.
How's your wrist from falling off the skateboard? I thought I heard a snap.
It's all right. Again, people do not like when I complain about pain. So I'm going to bury it like all my other feelings.
If a man can't complain when he fractures a bone, I mean, come on, people.
I don't think I fractured it, but I think I'm good.
All right.
Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, throwing some different curveballs at you here. These are all 6th grade and below level questions on Stump the Bird. He gets it right or he gets shocked. That's the way that we work it here. Is right. Okay, here we go with the first question that was submitted to us. Jaybird, Warsaw is the capital of which country?
Only talking about Poland.
Talking about Poland, I believe we have a correct answer. Yes.
Yes,
right
we
away.
do.
Boom. Yes.
Oh, look at you.
Only talking about a History Channel.
Yeah, right away. Yeah, that's a good category for you. You're very strong at that. Okay.
No math.
No math.
Come on, math.
There is kind of a math one here in a second.
Okay. Is it a word problem? He hates those.
I got the last one right, though. Not to brag. Somehow I did.
It's kind of in math, and it's odd that it's in spelling. It's the word algorithm.
Oh, God.
Spell the word algorithm is question number 2 here.
Algorithm.
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 That is correct, Jaybird. Very nice.
You look
He
shocked.
got it?
He did.
Wow.
That is amazing, isn't it?
He got
She
it?
is
Yeah, he did.
shocked, and so am I.
Wow.
That's impressive.
I guess I don't know how to spell algorithm.
I don't think I could spell it again if I tried.
I was spelling it algo and rhythm. Like, oh, you got rhythm.
A lot of people do. That's why
I've
it's
seen
a
it a
tricky
bunch
one.
in social media, so maybe that's why. The word.
Okay, look at you.
Yeah, an algorithm.
Social
They bring it up
media.
all the time. And so algorithms.
That's fantastic. He's 2 out of 3.
Look at you, bird.
Let's not
Okay.
celebrate too soon.
All right. I have adapted this question a bit because the original was impossible. The question is, this is my adaptation because they asked you to name all 7 noble gases.
Oh my gosh.
No, what's a noble gas?
Exactly. I am adapting this to name a noble gas from the periodic table that is not, and I'll give you the examples. The 2 that I'm leaving as an option are names that you would know. These are gases that you would know. Okay? So think in that realm. So here are the ones that you don't have to worry about because these are the tougher ones. Argon, krypton, Superman would hate that. Xenon, radon, and oganesson. Those are the other noble gases that you likely do not know. Now, there are 2 options left because there's 7 noble gases on the periodic table of elements.
Flatulence.
Kevin farted about 10 minutes ago. I could not believe it.
She actually smelled it.
I looked up and I was like, okay, who farted?
There's only me.
And right as our engineer was trying to come in and do work.
I wasn't
on
around
the
for this.
computer.
Yeah, you
It
missed
was Kevin.
Yeah, so I've got my own periodic gas over here.
And it wasn't noble.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, oxygen feels like it should be on there. It's gassy.
Okay.
But is that too elementary, Virginia?
Don't look at me. I have no idea.
And aluminum, is that in there? Copper?
I'll give you
Copper a gas?
Exactly. I just know that there's that chart.
I'll give you a
I'm going to go oxygen. Is that bad, stupid?
You're gonna go oxygen? No, I mean it's not. I don't know. I mean it's be a
Does
gas.
oxygen feel good to you?
I mean, I like oxygen.
Do you want an additional
I hear
clue?
we need it.
Or is that too much?
I feel like if you give me a clue on a 6th grade test, it makes me. That's not good.
It's not good. Okay, so no clues.
No clue for you.
I'm going to go oxygen.
Gotta go oxygen on that. Stump the bird. Is the bird stumped? He is stumped.
Damn it.
It's not oxygen.
What was the clue?
I was gonna say you would see it at a kid's birthday, or
Helium.
It is or it is a color you would associate with Miami Beach.
Pink? Teal?
It's a tough way to go around to get neon.
Neon. Okay, all right.
Yeah, helium or neon. Okay.
All right, Virginia.
Came away with 1 shot.
Are you
Okay.
ready? In 3, 2, 1, bring in Le Pen.
It didn't work.
It didn't
I
work.
hate when this happens.
Denny's!
Because it's kind of like the build-up. It's like
it's not working.
It's not working.
No, I hate when this happens because
Push it in.
Okay, it's pushed in. Oh, it's not working. Oh, I don't like this. I hate the anticipation.
Icing the kicker, Denny's. I like it.
Sweet Denny's. I don't. No.
He's fake flinching.
I don't want to.
I get it.
I want to give the people. I want to pay off my debt.
This is a lot.
Okay.
Okay.
Gosh.
All right.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it worked, huh?
God
Denny's
bless
is so good at
America.
that thing.
Turns out, if we crank it to 8, it works great.
Yeah,
Sweet.
it does. All right, there you go. That's the last shock of the season.
Aw.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Stump the bird is over. Very nice.
Okay.
Thank you for the submissions. We appreciate that. Things are going bad for you. It's always nice to check on the website. FML. Bleep My Life is basically what it's all about. Misery loves company. You're going through something bad. They're going through something worse, possibly. One of the posts said, today my mom learned via Facebook that my ex is now divorced. She took this as a sign from God that he's my soulmate and took it upon herself to try to set us up. Not only have I not talked to this fool since we broke up in high school, I'm not sure who's more pissed off, me or my husband.
Oh, boy.
Come on, Mom.
That's-
I'm married.
That's messy, Mom. What are you doing?
What are you doing? That's hard to come back from, isn't it?
She's a troublemaker, and you got to call that out.
Oh, yeah, you do. Somebody else posted, today I was driving my best friend home when he admitted to being gay. I was glad he could trust me with a secret like this until he admitted to having sex with my boyfriend. FML.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
jaw-dropper.
That's a twist. Today, my first girlfriend of over 3 years left me for another guy. Damn. She said she's looking for someone who can financially provide for her in the future.
Oh.
But this dude owns a T-Mobile kiosk, and I'm going to medical school.
It ain't meant to be, baby. Just move along.
Wrong timing.
You know what? You dodged a bullet.
Yeah,
What's the new expression? Write a song about it and move along.
that's true. Write a song and move along.
Somebody else posted on the FML website, today my mom came into my room to give me a goodbye kiss. Out of pure instinct from hours of doing this to my girlfriend in this exact same spot, I held the kiss way longer than I should have. My mom actually had to tell me to let go before I let her leave.
That's rough.
That's weird.
How out of it were you, dude?
It's just daydream.
Your mom's like, really?
Let go.
You
Yeah.
gave me the tongue?
Today, my boyfriend wrote me poetry. It said, roses are red, violets are blue. I suck at poetry. Show me your hoots. That's the most romantic thing he's ever done for me.
Show me your hoots? First of all, your rhyme's weak.
Terrible. It's a terrible rhyme. If that's the most romantic thing he's ever done for you and you like romance, this is not the guy for you.
Boobs would have been better than hoots.
Yeah.
Run.
Terrible.
Hoots. I don't think I like that name. Hooters I like, but hoots, I don't know.
That's how you even make it more condescending.
Well, does that even sound like you're
terrible?
I don't even know what you're
You're
talking
not trying.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Hoots.
You're lazy.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said today my friend needed to talk about bad feelings. Then she urged me to open up as well. I hated doing it, but it only seemed to be fair, so I confessed my deep insecurities. Not only did she agree with everything, but she also helpfully added that I'm also boring, I have no sex life, and all my dreams are unattainable.
Oh, golly.
All of her dreams are unattainable. Wow, they have no faith in you.
Thanks?
That's not a friend. I'm sorry.
Not a friend.
How are you going to go through the rest of your day?
You don't. I'll tell you what you do. You go home, you order a pizza, and I think
And some vodka.
You weep.
And there you go.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
A lot of crazy stories going on here today, including this very reckless driver in Sacramento, California. He was driving drunk on Monday, swerved off the road, and crashed into a pond.
Oh, my.
Well, at least he thought it was a pond. Turned out he actually crashed into a liquid manure storage pond.
Oh, it's poo?
It's poo water.
Just like Biff did in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yes. And here's the problem. He was stuck in his car and couldn't get out for 2 hours.
Oh, my.
That's
2
rough.
hours of poo?
2 hours in a poo pond, and then on top of it, when he got out, he was charged with DUI.
Dang, dude.
That's a tough night, isn't it? Dang. There's also a 32-year-old woman named Yesenia Garcia that was driving drunk in Scottsdale, Arizona on Sunday night when she actually hit a guy running across the street.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that's terrible.
Horrifying.
But here's the plot twist you didn't see coming. Turns out that guy was actually running from a nightclub where he just assaulted somebody. So, yeah, she got a DUI, but she took out the guy that the cops were looking for. So she gets her DUI, and he got charged
Karma.
with assault.
The universe is a funny game.
It is a weird place, isn't it? I mean, those are two very, like, karma-like DUI stories.
They
Yes.
are.
Very odd. A guy in New York rolled his minivan, fled from the scene on foot, and then ran into a barbed wire fence.
I didn't know you could even get fast enough in those things to roll it.
Right. You're zipping if you're rolling a minivan. But imagine that. You talk about instant karma again. He takes off. I got this. Oh, barbed wire. Could you imagine running full speed ahead into barbed wire?
Ouch.
Whew. Gosh, that's not going to be fun. Dang. Well, a lot of other interesting thing and jerky people that we unfortunately have to report about today in the Whacked Out News, including one woman that was losing her mind at a Tampa area Walmart, going around and, again, spitting on groceries. Sharon Turpin is her name.
Was she filming it going, look at me, I'm licking bananas, I'm putting them back.
Coughing on stuff.
It's just you're seeing a lot of people coming unglued.
You are, Kevin.
But people were coming unglued before Corona. People were licking stuff
I know,
and all that.
but this is definitely getting worse. It's definitely becoming more. I mean, people, if you have a mask or don't have a mask, people will yell at you in public depending on which side of the whole mask debate you're on. It's crazy.
Yeah, she was also threatening to beat up customers in a store bathroom and then was arguing with the manager. I only hope we get video of that because that would, Karen's going crazy.
Yeah.
Would be probably a good part for the segment there. Yeah, you talk about the mask stuff too. I think it's just this shaming culture that we've got, and people are really kind of taking it upon themselves to...
Shaming/cancel culture rules the world right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on, and I think that's just kind of really adding to everything with people kind of getting squirrely.
It's because everyone now has a phone where you can go live with the press of a button. That's changed the game on everything. Upload it. A fight that happened to you and a woman in 1988 in a grocery store was just a fight in the grocery store. It's a story you tell people. Now it lives on the internet forever and your life is ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different day.
It's a different day, dog.
When you're out there, you better keep your stuff together.
This is the new weapon.
Do not get into an altercation these days in public because it will be on social media.
Well, then if you want, then just go for it. If you know you're being filmed, just start hissing and just give the people what they want at that point.
Well, I think some people are trying to egg it on. I told you the other day I was watching CNN. They had a reporter that was out on the beach in Gulf Shores, Alabama, of all places, and he's out there kind of, in a way, calling people out for, okay, you're here, aren't you worried about getting coronavirus? Like, oh, I got it. And then he's trying to catch them on little missteps that they might have. Actually, the truth is that blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this guy in Alabama is going to get his ass kicked before he's out of here. Maybe that's what he wants.
That 4-second soundbite where, if I get corona, and that's all you get.
Well, this was kind of a fun little clip from MSNBC reporter Cal Perry. He was calling out a bystander who was not apparently wearing a mask, and so he takes it upon himself to basically start shaming him about, you're not wearing a mask, blah, blah, blah. And the fun thing about this, the guy's like, he turns around, he's like, your crew's not wearing masks. Shut up.
Oh. You better make sure your house is in order.
Yeah.
If you're going to call out other people's houses.
Yeah, here's a little bit of the audio here.
So are the people there just not worried about it, Cal? Are they not worried about their own personal safety?
I haven't met anybody who is. I met some folks actually from Lake Geneva who lived in the area. They were staying a few miles outside of town where I were, and they said they're worried about it. They're worried about that second spike. They're worried about folks coming in from Chicago, but they'll quickly add at the same time, this is a place that relies on that business. I think people here want a little bit more funding when it comes to these programs so that they could stay closed. But again, I think people felt like the Supreme Court made the decision here in Wisconsin that it was time to open up. But you can see here, just around. Nobody's wearing them. Nobody's, cameraman. There you go, including the cameraman. Yeah.
Striking images.
That's great. The guy walks by, that's live on TV, and he's shaming him, like, I can't believe I'm wearing a mask. He's like, yeah, like your cameraman.
It's good.
Yeah, that's
really
a
good.
Quick, awesome call out.
Yeah. There's a woman in the Ukraine who tried to modify when she was not allowed into a place without a mask on. She quickly stripped down and ripped off her underwear and put it over her face.
Okay.
I guess it would have meant for a brief second she was completely Porky Pigging it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That might look weird if you're at the grocery.
But if you're desperate, I mean, the move is to go back in your car and take your drawers off.
Well, I think she's trying to make a point because they're like, you're not coming in without a mask. She's like, oh, yeah, okay, boom. And she just takes her pants off, gets the underwear off, and puts it on her face and says, how about now?
Someone's sending a message.
She's angry.
Mm-hmm.
And proving a point with her underwear.
Was she hot or gross? Because that does make a difference.
You're right. Unfortunately, the report did not say that.
I was going to ask that question, but I thought it kind of sounded sexist.
I can ask it because I'm a chick.
You're right.
Well, here's a
Kind
story
of.
where you can be sexist. Sex workers in Switzerland have come up with a plan to help brothels safely open.
I want to hear this.
They've decided to limit to only 2 sexual positions to avoid face-to-face contact.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Mish is out.
Mish is out. No, Mish, that will not be allowed.
I think we know. Woof, woof. That's probably in there.
Are you,
You're okay with that
Bow,
one?
wow, wow, yippee-yo, yippee-yay.
That one's going to be allowed, correct?
That one is allowed, and also think yippee-ki-yay.
Reverse cowgirl.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the
She
only...
knows.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? When you and Denny's are hanging out on the weekend?
Oh, yeah. You know me, Kev.
I know.
Me and Denny's are always sleeping with each other.
Yes, I know. Now, here's one that, thankfully, Denny's didn't try this earlier when we were doing the World Record Wednesday. A 68-year-old man in China was hospitalized after he put a chopstick in his bum, and it got stuck.
What was he doing?
Yeah, I wonder.
Oh, those things are very sharp and
very long.
You could do a lot of damage internally.
I feel like you could lose this, and it could all of a sudden.
That's what happened.
You're like,
it showed up on the X-ray.
Yep.
Sudden death?
You gotta get Kevin to approve it.
Approved.
boy.
You know he knows how to rig the deck of cards.
You're right. You do not want to.
You just signed off to put a chopstick where the sun don't shine.
Do not draw two.
Well, here's something else to keep an eye on. The CDC warned of quote-unquote aggressive rats searching for food during the shutdown.
Oh, my gosh.
There we go. Hey, you thought your squirrel problem was bad.
Aggressive rats?
Yeah.
Horrifying.
They're not finding enough food, apparently.
I think those are the kind of rats that if they could, they would eat your body.
People aren't out and about as much throwing trash away in outdoor receptacles.
Them street rats.
The street rats are like, okay, we got to get ours.
Yeah.
The country rats are doing great, but they've always known this way. Street rats, they're having a tough time.
Struggling.
You're right.
Yeah. They're like gangs. They say that people living in haunted houses are reporting more ghost activity during quarantine.
Amen. I don't know if that's a real correlation or not, but I don't tell all the stories because I think people are getting sick of them. But I have got probably the most ghost activity I've ever had in my life right now.
Would you rather have aggressive rats or aggressive ghosts?
Ghosts. I've had both, and I'd rather have ghosts.
Yeah, you had trouble with them rats.
I do think, though, a ghost pushed me down my stairs. Can't confirm it, but...
It wasn't the vodka.
Yeah, the ghost name was Tito.
The book is still out on that one, guys.
Tito Smirnoff.
Tito the
Push me right down.
Yeah, Tito the ghost got me good.
Tito
too.
the pushy ghost. And a story you might appreciate too. There was a drunk guy that passed out on a raft in a river in Indiana, and when he woke up, he was 7 miles from where he had originally started.
He's lucky he didn't flip.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
So there you go. That's a good, valuable lesson. Watch out when you drink river rafting. Yesterday on the show, there was just kind of a flippant comment that came out here about, when we were talking about ice cream, where you take the spoon, you flip it upside down, and you put the ice cream on your tongue. That's actually one of the 7 different ways you can get more out of your ice cream experience. And we're talking about how that also would keep you from getting the brain freeze because it is the blood vessels on the roof of your mouth that constrict to give you the brain freeze, and then you're talking about burning the roof of your mouth.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
Because the pizza's too hot and you can't wait.
The one that never cools down, Hot Pockets, they never cool down.
They're called Hot Pockets.
It takes so long for them to get...
That'd be
They
false
warned
advertising.
you.
It became cold, yeah. Good point. But I can't believe my Hot Pockets are always hot.
I'm so surprised. Lava is hot.
But they're eventually...
It's liquid lava.
I wish they would have warned me.
I'm just saying, it takes a while for it to get...
Ices are cold. They got ice in them.
Kill the ice cream cave, it's so cold.
It says it in the name.
You know what I meant.
So I threw out the concept of a mouth plate, something you could put on the roof of your mouth. It would be like a little plate, kind of like a retainer.
Protecting.
So, yeah, when you're eating hot food or if you're eating something really cold, then you could do it without having those issues of either brain freeze or a burnt roof of your mouth. Well, Jaybird has actually put it into practicality, and he's going to give us a pitch in the Shark Tank, Virginia.
I got my partner, my business associate, Denny's, no big deal. Now, we're focusing more on hot foods on this thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, will anybody be buying the mouth plate?
Presentation.
Okay. We're going to hear what they have to say coming up next.
Broadcasting from the offleaseonly.com studios. Offleaseonly.com, now offering free local delivery and no payments for 90 days. Save thousands. Offleaseonly.com. This is 97.9 WRMF, Palm Beach.
Oh, this is always some exciting stuff when we have a new possible product and a great investment that you could make.
Thank you for having us, Shark Tank.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you guys for coming here. Excited to hear about your product, the mouth plate.
Well, are you tired of always burning your mouth?
Sick and tired of waiting for your Hot Pocket to cool down right after you take it out of the microwave?
It's time to make a change on how you eat food.
And that change is now.
That's why we're going to tell you about
the mouth plate.
The mouth plate is designed to protect your mouth so you can eat food right out of the microwave or the oven
Let's face it, time is money, and who has time to let their food cool down?
Great question, Denny's. The mouth plate is perfect for the businesswoman on the run.
Or the truck driver who doesn't have time to let his food cool down.
In fact,
it's great for everyone, including babies.
The mouth plate is designed to protect your mouth while still allowing you to enjoy the taste of your favorite piping hot foods.
The mouth plate is also biodegradable,
which means it's good for the planet. Stop wasting time.
And stop waiting so long to eat your hot food.
Try the mouth plate. Hot food never tasted so good, Denny's.
You don't have to wait.
When it comes to
the mouth plate.
Mouth plate, mouth plate. You no longer have to wait to eat food.
Wow. How about that, Virginia? Was that not impressive?
Finally, y'all rehearsed.
Yeah. Imagine what they could do. They did this all the time.
Dang. That was good.
You guys are in?
I don't believe in the product, but I love your pitch. I'm buying.
All right.
Well, I'm going to throw a couple questions at you, and the only thing that I would like to ask, it seems like the mouth plate is something that requires thought. And often when you burn the roof of your mouth, it's you getting anxious and not anticipating that you are going to burn the roof of your mouth. You can't help yourself. So the conscious thought needed to put the mouth plate in, I'm afraid, would not be there, and that's why burning your mouth is rather accidental.
But that is spoken like a man who is very healthy with how he eats. We target...
I do eat hot food.
The junk food fatties of the market. These are people who can't wait to eat.
So they have no willpower.
Zero willpower. Okay. That is what the mouth plate's for.
So we're going to need larger mouth plates.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We can do a supersized mouth plate.
Yeah, and do I need to buy a different size one? Because you said my baby can use it, and then I can use it. Obviously, we can't use the same one.
That's a great question. I'm glad that you asked that, Virginia. Denny's, why don't you handle this?
All mouth plates come in a family orientation. So you get 4 mouth plates and then 2 kids ones.
And a businesswoman on the run like yourself, the mouth plate would be perfect for you and your family.
Yes, and it's dishwasher safe.
Who's to say that my baby doesn't knock the mouth plate out, though, and swallows it and chokes to death?
Oh, my gosh. Are you ready for the I choked lawsuits?
Absolutely. We have a clause with our product that says if your baby chokes, that's on you.
We're covered.
You've thought of everything.
That's on you? Is that legal?
That is legal.
That's DAS on you. That's on you. Okay. All right. Pretty impressive. Maybe one of the better products you come in here with.
Well, it was actually your idea, Kevin.
You're
we
right.
just did the silly presentation.
Yeah, the pitch sold me. That was a great pitch.
You know, there's a lot of shows that go on too long. And in fact, it was kind of funny. Have you seen the meme where it's kind of like breaking down seasons where it's the drawing of a horse? It's immaculate. It's like a piece of art on the left side, and that would be equated to season 1. And then by the end, it looks like a toddler drew a horse's head. And that's what season 7 looks like, because so many shows each year, each season, you can almost tell like the quality just ticks down. They let them live too long.
And if they change writers in the middle and they're not on the same page as the old writers, it can get real weird.
We could have a really long list of shows that went on too long and they should have ended them. I know you've always talked about The Office as your case in point.
Well, the ending of Game of Thrones also makes you think, did they go too long?
They didn't finish the story, which is the only problem. We didn't like the way they told the story. You couldn't have ended it where they ended it, because it'd be like, wait, that's the end of it? It'd have been like any movie. The story wasn't complete, but the way they completed the story, nobody liked. So they just kind of blew that. I don't know that it went on too long. They just blew the ending.
You're right, because people wanted more. You're right. They after that, you're right.
You needed that season. But what TV series were canceled too soon? Now, that is a shorter list and probably a tougher argument to make. Now, I will bring up 2 shows for me. One, I would say Bloodline. And here's my argument on that. Actually, be going, that last season was terrible. But here was the problem. Bloodline was supposed to go on for 5 seasons. They got their funding cut by the state of Florida, and they couldn't, film, so they rushed it. And I think they just drew up. I don't think they were into it. I think they were angry at the state of Florida. I think they threw up a Hail Mary, and it just, so I'm hoping that if they didn't have their funding pulled out from underneath them, they would have done 5 seasons. It would have gone on. The story would have made sense, and it would have been a lot better.
They stopped caring.
And it felt like it. it felt like everybody was completely out of that last season of Bloodline. The first 2 seasons were amazing. If you would have had consistency on that, then that would have been great. And I felt like because of that, it ended too soon. And the other one I'll say, I was surprised by this. I mentioned it yesterday. It was an HBO show with Ray Romano called Vinyl.
I loved it.
It was 1 season. It was about the record industry in the 70s, and it was very good. And something weird happened. I guess they had even talked like a second season was coming, and it definitely could have happened, and it would have been great. The way they left it, it was really going to pick up. And then for whatever reason, HBO just canceled it, and it's only 1 season.
For whatever reason, I thought they had it was too much money to produce.
Yeah.
But then you think, how is that too much money to produce? And you have Game of Thrones.
Right.
You got
I guess they probably have a system in how they value how many views we get versus how much money we inject into it, and it didn't match up to that ratio. But everybody it was like a critically acclaimed show. Everybody I talked to liked that show.
Scorsese's show.
Yeah, it was. I mean, so you know it was well done.
HBO had another one. After 2 seasons, it was with Laura Dern called Enlightenment. And I really liked it. And they left it on such a big cliffhanger, and then they canceled the show.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Sometimes that has happened where they've had shows, season 1, and wasn't there one that ended and they actually did a bonus episode just to kind of like resolve the cliffhanger, and then that was it? I thought that happened with the show one time.
Saved by the Bell?
No. Don't remember what it was. They asked the question, too, on Reddit. Some of the top answers on TV series that were canceled too soon. Freaks and Geeks, that's critically acclaimed. What was that, just a season or 2?
I think 2 seasons.
Okay, wasn't a lot.
2 seasons? Yeah, 2. He loves that show. That's got your girl, Linda Cornellini or Congolini? Cortellini? Gosh, I can't even say it.
Tortellini?
Oh, she sounds delicious.
Lissa Congolini? I forget what her name You think she's hot?
Yes, Linda Cardellini.
Thank you.
Yes. She actually was in Bloodline.
Okay, full circle. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, I love her. She's fantastic.
What about Linda Tortellini? How's she doing?
I got food on the brain.
Obviously.
The cast in it was absolutely amazing. You had not only Linda Tortellini, you had James Franco. You had a guy named Martin Starr that you wouldn't know unless you watched Silicon Valley on HBO. He was the guy that was the Canadian with the dark hair.
Yep.
And very dry. Jason Segel was on that show. Seth Rogen, Shia LaBeouf was on that show. I mean, just like, wow. Imagine that on a cast. And that was when they were all getting going. How awesome would it be if they did a reboot?
It could be good.
Do like 1 season or a couple episodes and you got the entire cast back?
They've done that with other shows. Magnolia is your daughter's name. Yes, she was gamming on about the Fuller House.
She did, and she didn't realize there was a Full House. She's like, oh my gosh, Mom, there's this new show. It's called Fuller House.
Oh, you got to show her the Uncle Jesse music video.
Do I?
No, you don't.
I'm trying to stay cool.
Somebody says to go in the Chappelle show.
Yeah.
And remember that he walked away from a $50 million deal. He just
Dang.
wasn't feeling it or control. Or I don't even think anybody really fully knows what happened at that point. They think he just, maybe the fame got to him. The pressure.
I actually thought The Sopranos ended too quick. You could have got more out of that.
Yeah.
More out of that steak, baby.
Mm-hmm. Somebody else listing Arrested Development.
They came back, though. They took a little break.
They did, and I felt like they ended it in a good spot. And there's something, too, you would much rather leave early and have people commenting about this than saying they stayed around too late. I thought Arrested Development wrapped up in a good place. Boston Legal, Dirty Sexy Money, the Santa Clarita Diet. Is that the one that had Drew Barrymore? She was the cannibal? Is that what that was? Or a zombie, I think, eating brains, something like that?
That sounds a little weird.
Yeah, you might want to stay away from that
I think
one.
I would skip that one.
They canceled the OA on Netflix after 2 seasons. It was an amazing show about parallel universes. They said that should have stuck around. Sense8 ended too soon. I think that's another Netflix show. I trust Netflix more than other ones because I think they can really dial in their numbers and see what's going on, and they seem to be pretty good with their budgets.
I don't know if this counts or not. I want to throw it out there. Kevin's other sports show. Kevin's other show.
Yes.
Bring it back. My dad's a huge fan.
Oh, he was.
He wanted to talk a little bit more about tennis, but yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah. Well, if it ever came back, I would add maybe I'd add your dad for a tennis segment.
Oh, please. I think he would love it. I think he would love that.
The other shows that people have, ESPN's Playmakers. I really wish that Ballers would have not left South Florida, because remember, Ballers got booted out of here at the same time that Bloodline did because they cut all the funding.
It still went on, though.
It did, but I never watched it after it left Miami.
Because it was fun to see places you knew. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, cool, I've been there.
Yeah, I've not seen an episode since. I mean, how many shows do we have in Los Angeles?
Right?
Kind of seen enough of that. Somebody said, does anybody remember Ally McBeal?
Sure.
Show from the 90s. It's been so long ago, I can't even tell you if that ended too early. What about Sons of Anarchy? You watched that, Jay Bird. Did that end too early?
So I watched everything up, kind of like Breaking Bad. I watched everything up until the final season. I just couldn't finish her off. I don't know. I just couldn't finish it. I had to watch the ending of Breaking Bad and Sons of Anarchy.
Somebody else said HBO Vice Principals ended too early.
I loved that show. He had 2 shows on HBO, both of them 2 seasons long. Vice Principals, and then he had the baseball one that was about 4 or 5 seasons, and that was fantastic. All of them could have gone longer. Danny McBride's funny, man.
So people were saying Dexter, that it got completely ruined, but they maybe could reboot that show, pick it up, and kind of take a different angle and save it. I've heard that a little bit about that show, and I stopped watching Dexter because I heard about how terrible the ending was.
Could you do an updated version of the Golden Girls? Did that end too soon?
I don't know.
I know there a lot of them are past.
Anything you do with that is going to be cheesy. You're not going to be able to recreate that chemistry.
If it was a darker kind of a sitcom and one of the Golden Girls was haunting somewhere.
What?
They were a ghost.
Instead of the Golden Girls, they could be the Golden Ghosts.
Yes! Blanche is haunting people. So is Rose.
But the actresses are no longer with us to even pull it off.
I think Rose is still here. Betty White.
Betty White's the only
you
one.
got.
She'd have to carry a lot of the weight. All right, it's a terrible idea.
Maybe with CGI?
Yeah, you're right. Or this is a think tank. We're just throwing ideas out there.
Oh, I thought we already did Shark Tank.
You're right.
Okay, all right. Well, I got some really good stories here. I love to hear this kind of stuff. There's a construction worker in North Carolina who was behind on rent, who accidentally threw out his $1,200 stimulus check at a car wash.
Oh, no. He was cleaning out his car. I could totally see doing that.
He didn't even know he had a check.
It was in the mail.
I don't know what happened. He threw it away and
that
didn't know
could
he had
totally
it.
happen to me because sometimes I check the mail and I put the mail in the car in the front seat, and if it looks like some kind of junk mail, maybe he just threw it away when he was cleaning out his car.
Yeah.
I could totally have seen myself doing that.
Possibly.
Yeah, I just wonder how many important documents have I thrown out? Because that does happen.
A lot of them you did intentionally.
That might be the reason the IRS thinks you're not real.
No, the IRS, it's on them. I'm getting all that worked out. They haven't been the easiest to work with, but they owe me money. I'm coming for them like a loan shark.
Wow, look out.
I hope they're not listening, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't even realize it was missing until an employee found it, tracked him down, and then gave it back to him. Love the stories of the honesty, yeah?
That's amazing.
But even if they found that, you can't do anything with it. You have to have ID to cash all that stuff. You can't find a check and then go cash it.
Yeah.
I think shady people can find a shady way to do it, though.
Even still, they could just toss it and be like, I don't know, they don't want to trouble themselves
Screw
with
that
it.
guy.
Yeah. It's kind of nice that they went to that level to do that. This is really cool. They did something neat for graduating seniors at a high school in Kentucky. They got to drive their cars onto the Kentucky Speedway on Saturday and do a victory lap.
Wow.
How awesome would that be?
That's amazing.
No word on if they made them curtail their speed, but I mean, yeah, if you had a vehicle, let that thing unwind.
Oh, I'd like to open my truck up, see what she does on an open road.
Isn't it not starting?
It's not working right now. Yeah, you're right. That's why Suits had to take me to work today.
He had to get picked up by Suits Uber.
I actually love it. Oh, it's so nice.
Suber.
It gives me an extra 5 minutes in the day. He's picking my ass up tomorrow.
That is lovely. If your truck were running, how fast do you think you could get that thing?
At least 120.
There's not a chance.
With open roads.
There is no way.
It'd be shaking like a leaf.
Yeah, I got that.
Like, I would put it at 80.
No.
Will that thing go over 80?
It absolutely would.
Yeah?
You guys make my truck out to be the worst thing ever. I'd put my truck up against Virginia's car.
Not now, because it's not moving.
I'll get Klepto to fix it, and then we're gonna race for papers.
I'd love to get your truck with a professional driver onto a track.
To see how long it takes to blow up.
Well,
Flip it.
I just want to see how fast he can take it.
It would definitely go over 100.
Really?
Absolutely.
Your truck would do over 100.
Totally.
Wow.
I'd bet everything on it.
Huh. Okay, I'd like to see that, Virginia.
Yeah, I would too. I don't think any racetrack will let us put that hunk of junk on there, though.
No, but we could get somewhere legally. Well, not legally, but yeah, we'll talk about it after the show, maybe.
Why don't you say your illegal plans on the radio real quick? Where are you gonna do this?
No, but some people have farms and stuff we could go to.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like your boy Vanilla Ice could help you with this project.
He could, and then I think after we raced it, we would destroy it. I talked to him about that at our Stars Ball. I said, my truck's almost on its last leg. If you want to destroy this one for charity, for Little Smiles, we could do that.
That's how long we've known him. He destroys all of your trucks.
Yeah, he does.
I'm honored by it. What a great story that is. Vanilla Ice destroyed my truck.
Again?
Who can say that?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And I like this concept. There's an alcohol company called Una Vida that has been leaving bottles of tequila on the porches of bar and restaurant workers who've lost their jobs.
Aww.
They plan to give out 50 bottles, but requests kept coming in, so now it's over 1,500, which is kind of a cool concept. I love that. Just kind of like an alcohol ferry. You could do it with wine, vodka, beer, all that kind of good stuff.
It's good advertising for them, too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. No doubt. All right, the After the Show podcast is going to be coming up live on Facebook and YouTube in just about 10 minutes. You can always watch it on demand, too, or get it on your regular podcast app or even on the 97.9 WRMF streaming app.
Dang, it's over?
It's over, my man.
I kind of want to do another hour.
Well, you still got a podcast.
You already did an extra hour.
Yeah.
People know you for what you've done, not for what you plan to do.
That's true. Yeah. That's it, baby. Good stuff.
Do you want to watch the KVJ Show live or on demand? Find us on youtube.com/KVJ Show.